Hey.
Hi. I really wish right now. I wish we streamed with like webcams and stuff because I was like from the end of that. I'm sitting with one arm across my chest and the other arm, like my arms across, but one hand is up over my face, just kind of rubbing my eyes. I'm so done with this show.
That episode sucked.
That
I'm
was
not even gonna like. It wasn't even funny.
no. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it a
At least
little bit. That
like 2 episodes ago when we were like that episode sucks, but it was like
yeah.
subjectively funny. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing in that episode was funny.
No, that all sucked. You
That
know
all
how last
sucked.
week we were like, I guess that was just kind of a one-off, really rough one before, and then like last week's one was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, last week's episode was pretty funny once we stopped
It
being like mad about
yeah,
it
once we
being a
got
joke
over
episode. It's like that's
yeah
three. I guess they're all joke episodes. I shouldn't even like that's 3 joke episodes in
yeah
a row. They're all joke episodes now.
yeah
Why have
this
we
we're
fallen into the same thing as Zenkaiger? What
here we
happened to this
are
show?
again. Here we are again. It's
Here we are
either
again at the last 10 episodes of a show that had
just
a
not
really
giving a shit,
strong first half and has just has just been going fucking nowhere.
or it's either a joke episode, or it's an Inu Brother episode. Those are the only two we have now. Those are the two
Those are
kinds.
the two kinds of episodes: serious Inner Brother episodes or joke episodes that he's not in.
Yep, that's it.
No, you can
That's
talk about promotional stuff. Promotional's fair game. Yeah,
oh
it
yeah,
does.
yeah. Oh, we've been off the episode on the all of King Oja got revealed. That's right.
Yeah, last week was half. Last week was half Inner Brother, half
Oh yeah, it was
joke.
mixed, wasn't it?
King Oger seems to be a seriouser show. I hope so. I don't like.
I'm sick of this.
I'm sick of gags. I'm just so sick of gags. I don't care how
I was
funny they
sick of
are.
it by the end of Zenkaija, but like because this show was kind of balancing it a bit more, but now it's like this is actually no, I couldn't say this is worse because Zenkaija had one gag to an episode.
Zenkai
Um,
had one gag, and it was like, wouldn't it be funny if? Well, this show has like 2 gags.
Yeah, actually, but the trouble is, it had a different gag every episode. But this show has the same gags repeated
Yeah.
every episode. Uh,
This episode could have been like mid, kind of not really that funny episode of like a Christmas special in like a normal
mhm.
Sentai.
Yeah,
But it's just like this is not a normal Sentai, so those standards don't
it's
fucking apply here.
no. I have been thinking of King Oja from everything, like from the look of it and from what we've like, because there was the character bios came out and reading
Like,
is
did
like
they?
just the short ones,
I
like
didn't see them.
little summaries. I mean, it's yeah, just like the one paragraph things, but like they sound like Sentai characters. I can imagine them having actual like dynamics and stuff. I'm not getting my fucking hopes up after 2 years
We'll
of
have to
this
wait to
shit.
see who the writer is first.
Yeah, that's the question. It's
Like, who
Inoue
could it be?
again.
Like, who else could it be at this point that could just like I don't even know like who it could be that would be able to produce the same result the third year in a row.
Yeah, I didn't think Inoue would do it.
Yeah,
I,
he
I
really
mean,
really took us for a loop with just stop taking. Did he get bored?
I bet. No, actually, okay. Inoue shows at this
We know
point,
well,
like,
who's the writer. How come? Why didn't anybody tell me this stuff?
yeah, why didn't even tell me this? Yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking about, yeah. I'm thinking about like other Inoue shows that I've watched, like Fires and Agito, and you get to this point in like the late 30s and early 40s, and he's out to lunch. He's just gone.
The Gamma trilogy movies,
Oh,
great.
good.
Maybe that's
Oh,
unfair. That's a totally different.
yeah, yeah.
I don't recognize any of the things that I've seen on this.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let's see.
Trilogy.
He wrote 2 episodes of 01.
Which two?
Um, I'll get to that in a second. He
Mm.
wrote the Kamen Rider Brave Oja special.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh man. Yeah, I'm looking at the director. I'm seeing a lot of episodes of Build.
He
from
wrote
the director.
Project Thouser. He can kill himself.
He can. Okay, no. That's unredeemable. Die. The worst. The actual worst. Whoa. No, it's only going down from here.
Directed to View Soldier, Zio, and Build. Well, at least the director will be alright.
Yeah, I'm looking. He did he's done a lot of stuff actually. He did 4 episodes of X-Aid. He did 9 episodes of Build. Actually, a lot of the late ones. Like he did a couple at the start.
A lot of late
in the
Build.
20s. Yeah, like he did 3, 4, and then like nothing till the 20s, and then like 30, 31, 46, 47. So
Testimony
he did, like,
will be 0. These were like he did the 30 and 31, which were really well directed episodes. Of Build.
Oh, so yeah.
He did the only 2 episodes of Geo.
I'm looking at the.
He directed the guy ones.
The guy ones. Oh, that's really fucking funny.
He directed a few episodes of Saber.
Yeah, 6 episodes of Saber. He did 10 episodes of Revice.
The
directing in Revice was a weird one.
He did direct the last episode of. One of the last episodes of it. And 2 episodes of Geats.
Yeah.
Last Boss and Kiki Can. Those were like okay. Oh, he directed Be the One.
What? Okay.
That's pretty good credentials, to be honest with you.
That's actually pretty high up.
He did the good part of the job arc. Oh, he did. He did the fire. He did the fireman Humagear episodes.
Oh, that was actually good.
Those were actually good episodes. He directed those. He directed Heisei Generation's Final, the one with Forze and Oz.
Yeah.
So that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
He directed Kamen Rider Spectre Rebirth. No way! This director's great.
Yeah. He did Trio of Deep Sin, which I've actually seen.
Can I say?
And yeah, it's really good.
He directed X8 Virtual Operations. All of it. The whole thing. He directed Tricks. You know what that means.
Fuck me. He did Go Rider.
Oh, he did Go Rider too. That was actually well directed, I thought. He did Hero Allen too. That was good too.
Weirdly well made.
So the director's got a great
yeah, the director's got a really solid selection of stuff from the director.
And he did the Ryu Soldier movie and a handful of episodes of Ryu Soldier, including the first one and the last one, and the last 2 episodes and the first 2 episodes, and a couple in the middle. Yeah. So I'm pretty satisfied with the director of this show. Especially, it makes sense to get one of the directors who worked on the last sword-based Sentai to come back for this one.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense, right? Even if it's not necessarily the action director, if we're going to do something that's essentially just doing Ryu Soldier again, from what it sounds like. He also assisted on Wizard and Cho Superhero Tyson. Oh. So he's a pretty experienced director.
Yeah.
Now back to the writer. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just noticed earlier. Agumon, you said Shirakura isn't producing?
Yeah, did I hear that? Is he going back to Kamen Rider? Because I wish he wouldn't.
Yeah, I've got the writers list up now as well. Let me have a.
He wrote the 2 episodes of 01 he wrote is the wedding episode, which is whatever, and he wrote the first episode where Aruto was able to control Metal Cluster Hopper. That was a pretty good episode.
That was pretty good. That wasn't bad. I noticed top of the list. He wrote Dr. Pac-Man.
He wrote Dr. Pac-Man?
Supervised by Takahashi, but he wrote Dr. Pac-Man.
He wrote Virtual Ops?
No!
He wrote that!
He wrote Tricks, so these guys have worked together before. He
wrote Kamen Rider Brave Survival. He wrote Snipe Episode 0.
Oh no, this is bad.
He specifically wrote he wrote the laser special where Emu had that ugly yellow armor.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
And Project Thouser, and he should kill himself for that.
And he should kill himself for that.
So I gotta say,
actually.
all in all, his filmography is literally entirely X8 spin-off material, 2 episodes of 01, and Project Thouser. This is not a good summary. This is a pretty bad-looking list, to be honest with you. I would say that the only thing on here that's decent is maybe the 2 episodes of 01 and Heisei Generations Pac-Man. Everything else here is crap.
Like, this is not what I want to be, because there's a way you could have like written for X8 and there would be some, well, actually there isn't, because fucking only Takahashi wrote X8. This is the one other guy who worked on X8.
What about this filmography made them want to grab this guy for Super Sentai?
Yeah, this is not what, like, I love that it's just all of it's like supervised by Takahashi.
Maybe the other Pac-Man stuff, like the anime and stuff, made more sense. I don't know. I've seen some people say this shit, but I don't know what any of those things are. Shinobi no Otoko. I don't know what any of that is. I've never heard of it.
No. Maybe.
Jun Watanabe is the action director. That's good. Always nice to see Jun Watanabe. Watanabe, I mean. He's pretty. I'll have to tell you in a second. Producers Omori is producing. Do I not like X8? I'm not a huge fan of it. To be honest.
It's not a favorite.
Jun Watanabe he was the stunt director for 01 Saber and Revice.
Oh,
wait, and now he's on Super Sentai?
Oh yeah.
What? Huh. Are they shuffling people around or something?
They seem to be, yeah. I keep looking at the writers list. That is
I mean, he was, Watanabe was like a million things as a suit actor.
Yeah.
Most notable being the Dragon Orphanox, the Sword, Dark Kabuto, Todoroki, Liangle.
Whoa. Jesus.
In Decade, he was Kick Hopper. He was several Dopants, Kamen Rider Wise Man. Oh, he was Spectre.
Wow. Holy shit.
He was Spectre and Brave. And he was Rogue as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But he was also Ryuga in the movie, Eternal in the movies, New Den-O, Eternal, Kazari, Beast.
A lot of guys.
So I guess he's recently transitioned into action directing, and the action directing in 01 was fucking tight.
Amazing.
The action directing in Saber was not very good.
No,
I remember in Saber, I felt like the action direct. I mean, I wasn't like pinning this on him because I didn't really know it was him. Actually, I remember at the time thinking, man, I wish they had the guy from last year because this choreography is not very good.
I remember that. Yeah.
But I guess it was the same guy.
Same guy. Weird.
Let me move this out of the way so people can see the chat again. I always felt like the action in Saber was directed by somebody who didn't actually know what sword fighting was. None of the characters ever really swung their swords with the style of consistency of an actual sword fight. Like, I'm not trying to be it has to be realistic. Like the way Saber flailed around with the sword in one hand and never it would never brace himself with both hands to swing through. I hated it. It felt really cheap and crappy. There never really felt any force or power or impact.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know. I don't know if they had I don't know if that was just a choice or what the reason was. Maybe it was a safety thing. I don't know. It came off to me like they had no idea what they were doing. But
yeah, I mean, it's fine when the sword play isn't great and a lot of things there's nothing particularly impressive going on with the.
It's not fine when the show is called Kamen Rider Sword.
Exactly, when it's the whole thing, when everyone has a sword, it really does show if they're not using it in a way that's very good or interesting.
I always felt like there was a lot of there would be sword clashes in the show where both characters would lock blades or whatever, but their other hands would just be dangling by their sides, and it cut a really bad silhouette, and it also made no sense.
where the pressure and the weight's
where the
all
pressure and
going,
the weight would be. You wouldn't just have your like. I don't want to
Wouldn't
get
just
too
hold
far
it
into
on
like
it.
that's not how realistic sword fighting is because I know that's not even what I want.
No, but it's like you just kind of know, you just feel it. Like
Yeah.
if even as a kid, if you've ever like hefted a toy sword, you kind of know
If you
how
ever
like
swung a
how
toy
to
sword at your
hold
friend, you
one.
know how to swing a sword to some extent.
Yeah, like you know what you can and kind of, especially when you're selling them. Like those are swords kids are gonna
Maybe they had to do
use.
that. Maybe they
Maybe
realized
yeah.
they were
As
selling
I was saying it, I was like,
fucking hunks of plastic and metal
I mean,
to
they were
children.
kind
Maybe
of
they're like, we
like
can't show them actual sword fighting.
you remember Buster's sword, which was actually like kind of, I mean, obviously it wasn't as big as it was in the show, but like kind of
Yeah.
real like sword size, the toy, because it was
Yeah.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
And like it had that like it was rubber on the edge of the blade,
It was
but like
hard rubber.
it
I mean,
was
it was
tough,
like pliable rubber, but it wasn't like
yeah, you could
Nerf.
bend it side to side, but it wasn't squishy at all.
You know,
like
it was
from head on, it wasn't gonna really give, so you were still
gonna
swinging a big.
hit kids with that shit. Yeah,
I remember. Don't quite know what the plan was there because they was
like nobody was ever like hand wringing
weapons.
about it, but I remember being like, kids are gonna actually hit each other with these things.
They are like they definitely like,
especially like there's electronics in those things too.
Yeah, like
they're heavy because they're filled with like the saber driver sword.
Yeah,
the
like the sword driver.
The sword driver. Yeah. The actual belt is just like empty plastic.
It's just a thing. Yeah, all of the stuff is happening in the sword, which like
how many kids broke those things by slapping them against each other?
Just gonna say, yeah, like too many knocks to that. I mean, I'm sure they're well produced, but you're still gonna be like jostling the electronics.
I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I don't really mind, but I wonder if they built them in some way to try to protect the electronics inside because they had to know that kids were gonna be doing that.
Yeah, like what is the point? Like that's what the toy swords are for. Is at least to swing them around, even if you're not
Kamen Rider swords have electronics in them these days.
Yeah, but like not that much though, because the sword driver was like quite a complicated thing. It had like a scanner and everything, different color LEDs.
Yeah, I'm not saying that roughhousing is bad. My friend and I used to hit each other with sticks and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I just mean like they were selling like hard plastic swords. I have as a kid with like little shitty thin like clear
like
plastic
fucking Party City,
tiny little like crappy things. I really fucking whacked someone in the face with one of those as a kid, and they were upset with me. Like it hurt real bad. And it was nothing like the kind of shit they were selling in Saber. That would like do damage.
You know, my friend and I hit each other with stuff, but it was like Nerf or like flimsy plastic that would like give if you even swung it too hard.
Yeah, like it's kind of made like Nerf swords are just foam with like a bit of bracing.
There's a stick in the middle, I think.
Yeah,
it helps
just
it
to keep
retain
them
the
in
shape, but there's enough cushion that if you hit somebody with a Nerf sword, it's not supposed to hurt that much.
It's like mostly foam. The compression will happen before you feel the stick.
Yeah.
Saber was nuts for that. Actually, thinking.
I'm not even sure if there's a stick. I know there's a stick in the handle so you can grip it.
I was hit by one of those. And the extending lightsabers. Yeah, those things. I own a few of those still.
Those things are hollow though.
That again, yeah. Even then, like they're tough plastic on the outside, but there's not so much weight to them. They kind of like just didn't have any of the things that normal toy swords have to make them not super dangerous.
Your fucking neighbor let his kid hit motherfuckers with wood? Come on now.
That's fucked up. That's fucked.
That's funny. I guess it's not funny, but
no, but like
stuff from the movie's gonna show up. Oh, that's cool. What did I think about Geats? I thought Geats was good this week. Actually,
it was.
I thought that actually Geats was way better. Than Donbrothers, but like I thought that was a pretty good self-contained episode of Geats. Actually, a lot of things happened in it. It was actually well paced, and it didn't feel like a cliffhanger. Well, it is,
but yeah, I feel like that was a good amount of stuff.
Buffalo's death. Oh yeah, I forgot he died. Legitimately,
he did die. Yeah,
he'll be fine.
He's gone. He'll be fine. I was like, when Geats beat the final boss, I was like, wait, but if Tycoon didn't win, then he's actually dead for real.
Maybe Tycoon will have to win.
That's what I'm thinking. Is why, because when it was like actually the real final boss is after, I'm like, okay, so Tycoon has to win Get Buffer back in the show.
Yamato will be the mid-season. Oh, maybe.
Oh, that would be cool.
I guess that would be a
Oh,
good
man,
way
can
to
you imagine-
explore like what the
Can you
Yamato
imagine-
are if a character you actually, in theory, care about dies.
Yeah, that would
Because
make
all
a
the
lot
other
of
characters
sense.
that have died so far are guys who've been on screen for
Who-
like 2 seconds.
Who gives a
Yeah.
shit? The way they pulled up the No-San footage. I
Yeah,
fuck
fuck
everyone.
off.
Remember?
But, like, if the
Remember when he
next-
was revealed at the start of the show?
Yeah, that was funny.
Fucking.
But,
Some of
like-
these characters are gonna die before Christmas, said Takahashi. Dickhead.
But like if like the next like Yamato that keeps showing up is Buffa, that would definitely be like a good way to actually dig into that with, like, in a way that the audience would care more about. That's probably what they'll do. Because
That
I
would
don't
make a lot
see
of
them
sense.
just bringing him back.
No.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
He's not in next episode.
He isn't. No, it's right. We're hunting Geats for sport.
Hunting Geats for sport, and that'll probably take at least 2 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we wrapped up the
We wrapped up that. It'll take like 2, maybe 3 episodes for this one. Uzami and Yamato together. Oh, maybe.
They do have like the top side slot free.
Yeah,
even
they
though
do.
All their stuff is on the body, which is weird. Because
Mm.
they're fucked up.
This show could actually be good.
If you can
Could be
believe it.
it could be compelling.
If you can believe it.
It could actually be compelling.
It could be a compelling Kamen Rider.
I love this episode. It really felt like Ace went all the way to like
yeah.
the fullest extent of the character.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
best way
great.
possible.
That
It's
was
such
so
a, it's
fun.
such a it's truly it is just such a refreshing change of pace from however many years of like the same basic type of character.
Mm-hmm.
Even just for Takahashi, this is totally different.
Yeah,
Takahashi's
like...
never written a rider protagonist like this. Emu was nice.
What was Emu? He was nice. That was his thing.
His thing is that he was nice. Aruto's thing was that he was annoying.
yeah.
Aruto's thing was that he was.
He had dreams and stuff.
No, he didn't. Name 5 dreams.
They tried to say that at the end. Remember when they were like, they kept talking about dreams in every single episode towards the end of 01? It's like, is this what?
This is what the show is about.
Yeah, when Thouser was like, "How stupid! You're all still talking about dreams." And it's like,
shut up, bro. We're having a moment in here.
Yeah, what?
I like the bit. There's that one bit near the end of 01 where Thouser got so petty about it. When he was like, "I have to fucking kill this fashion model human gear just because it's pissing me off."
Yes. Oh,
like
that was so awesome.
He really just he just got really petty for that one, and then just like got over it. Actually, he got his ass beat really hard after that.
He did. He seriously got his fucking.
That was like the number one ass beating that he took.
I loved that bit of the show actually, when it was just like every single episode, someone different would beat the shit out of him.
Every single writer in the show, and I do mean that literally. Every single writer, like in the television show, got a turn to beat his ass. At least once, every single person soloed him and beat his ass.
Awesome.
Aruto did it several times. Yaiba
Aruto
did it.
and Jin did it together.
Aruto and Jin did it together. Actually, I don't know if Jin ever soloed him, but Aruto and Jin did it together.
Oh, he might have actually. I think in his debut thing, they had that whole fight in the burning building.
I think they tied on that one.
Yeah, they did.
That was a little bit before Thouser started getting his ass beat. Horobi did it with Jin, I think. Fucking Horobi did it in base form too.
He did. That was disrespectful.
Gen beat his ass.
Yaiba
beat his ass. Fua beat his ass. Even like Naki beat his ass one time, kind of.
Yeah.
I think maybe
with I think that was the fashion model one.
Oh no! All 4 of them together beat his ass. Remember when Arc 0 came back? He took over like Jin, I think.
Yeah.
And then he took over Jin, and him and then the other 3 Vetsubo Jinrai riders all beat the shit out of Thouser. Are we back? Okay.
Yeah.
It crashed for a second. Yeah, they jumped him. All 4 of them
He
jumped.
got
So like
jumped.
literally
That
every
was
single
awesome.
Kamen Rider in the show that was
And
in the
Gen.
television network beat his ass, and also like Arc Zero beat his ass at least once.
Oh, so good.
I think Arc
That
One.
was great.
I don't know if Arc One ever threw hands with him. Actually, it
I
doesn't
think he was
matter because
beneath him by that
it's
point.
still Aruto. It doesn't matter, but
Yeah. I try not to think
in
of
case
it.
you forgot.
Oh, the Game Master is so fucking funny.
What a great actor, by the way.
Genuinely, I was just gonna say he plays that so fucking well.
Geats has been pretty well acted so far.
Yeah, everyone's actually doing a pretty good job. Like
pretty bang up job.
Even the character stuff, I don't like it does. I don't care for the fact that even though it's the second game she's been in, Naga's wish is still to find love.
She's still a good actress.
Even though I don't like that, she's still playing it actually really well.
Yeah, she's playing it very, very genuinely. I'd say the weakest actress is Snart Girl. But
yeah, she's not.
She's
great.
given nothing. I'm not blaming her for that because nobody could make that like good.
No,
it's
she's
like
not,
criticizing. It's like criticizing Poppy's acting. It's what are you gonna do with that character?
Or
it's
Izu,
literally
even.
nothing. Or Izu, yeah. I actually think Izu's actress did a fantastic job for what she was.
Yeah,
given.
Izu did really, really well.
Yeah, what's her actual name?
I really bought it.
I never really learned her name because she's not a character.
Even though they said it, but like
she's not a character. Sumuri? Oh yeah.
Sumuri.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a character to me. She's just an object.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. I'm not saying that to be sexist. It's just how she's written. That's
that's
how Takashi's treating her.
Yeah, it sounds sexist because it's written sexist.
Yeah, she approaches having traits. Maybe she'll break the curse.
Bit.
I doubt
there was a bit of that this episode. There actually was a little bit where she was like button heads with the game master.
If I could fucking make one wish, I would wish that Takashi would just get over that.
Yeah,
his just incessant need to have a female object in the show. I just wish he would stop fucking doing that.
Who actually every time isn't human? I'm assuming she isn't. She doesn't.
I don't
she
know.
Doesn't seem it.
She doesn't seem
the
like
context would imply that she isn't because
you've never seen her outside of like work.
No, she does like weird shit like jumping off balconies in that first bit, right?
Oh yeah.
Like if they just say it later like casually or try and play it as a twist that she isn't a human, I won't be surprised at all.
We did see her
he does have it. Did we?
In the Geats house. Oh yeah.
Oh, that is work though. That's their job to. Yeah, it's their job to fulfill his wish. So.
Yeah.
She's Ace's sister. Huh?
I would say, like, on the sliding scale, there's the three of them, right? There's Poppy, there's Izu, and there's I already forgot her name.
Right.
But like on the scale of that, like I think that they're all written differently is the thing. Like they're all written in different. She was on lunch. Oh yeah, she was on lunch that one time.
Oh,
she's taking a little lunch break. Oh, she's like a robot clone of Ace's mom. Oh, please, no.
Oh, because Punkjack was saying that Ace's mom was like the previous whatever the fuck her job description is. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
No. If they do that like mom sister thing they did with Poppy again, and by I'm not saying they. If Takahashi does that shit again, I'm gonna kill him. That was the worst.
That was the fucking hardest thing to get.
I feel like everybody glances over that because it like happened out of nowhere right at the end of the show, and like a lot of other stuff was going on at the same time. But they did literally like look in the camera and be like, "Poppy is like Gem's daughter and mother at the same time."
Weird.
Because he made her, but she's based on his mom. Or just like whatever, and
like
it's like
the Bugster virus DNA, right? From
yeah.
So and she's made from
and
that.
It was like that sentiment alone is just such a clear image of how Takahashi views women.
It's pretty bad.
The Poppy, I think I'm tempted to say that Poppy was still the worst of the three. Because she had the like appearance of a personality.
Yeah,
but she didn't actually have one.
No, not even a little.
She had like the like visual trappings of a character with a personality, but she actually didn't have one, and also was like deeply disrespected by the narrative at every opportunity.
All the time, yeah.
Do you remember in the Christmas episode when Emu talks about how he has like 3 friends or whatever?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, my 3 friends, Kiria, Taiga, and Brave. And he's like talking to Poppy when he says that and like doesn't count her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god.
And he's like,
We're
not friends.
No.
Even though she's like the only person that treated him decently.
Ever. Yeah.
And she's like, and he's like, yeah, we're not friends. He didn't like say that, but he like very distinctly discounted her from that scenario.
I remember the screenshots.
And then Kiria
like
died.
The fucking
again a thing that gets totally ignored because something way more like crazy happened in that episode, which was that Kiria died.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like she had the worst of that because she just was disrespectful. Like Izu, I think on paper sounds a lot worse. Like if you explain like, oh, what is Izu about? Well, Izu is a robot slave that's programmed to like Aruto.
Yeah, it sounds real bad.
And she has no real opinions of her own. And well, that's not really true. But like, also she died.
And
so that Aruto could have a fucking freak out arc, and then they made a clone of like a new version of her, and instead of respecting the autonomy of the new one, which was very pointedly described to be not the same person, they just named her Izu again and sort of treated her like the same person. And then the narrative just, after like one movie, the narrative was like, and then she got the memories of the old one back, despite how we said that was impossible. And so now that person has been erased, and the old one is back. When you say all of that on paper, it sounds really fucking bad.
Yeah, the last bit was really...
It was bad.
That was bad. Like, everything with Izu 2 was awful. Everything from when they killed her onwards, that was the breaking point for me. I genuinely... When it got to, like, the next time preview, and they were like, oh, it's... Because they'd done that more than once. They already had a death scare with Izu way earlier on in the show. Yeah,
way earlier in the show.
And it was like, oh, and we're going to kill Izu next episode. And I was like, man... It was like, my thoughts were either you're not again, and you're using the same fake out twice, which is bad.
Or you're actually going to do it, which is way worse.
Way worse. And then they actually did it. I didn't watch that episode. I stopped watching the show subtitled at that point. I just watched, like, bits. I actually didn't watch that episode. At all. I've never seen it. And not the one after that either. I think I started watching when Arc 1 showed up.
Yeah.
But, like, not subtitled. Again, I just watched it, like, live when it gets streamed in some places. And then I watched the last episode live with you, funny enough. And we were like, And then I never watched the second of 01 subtitled again after the last episode where Izu 1 was alive. That was it for me.
The thing is that, like, Izu inherently, like, contradicts the, like, any message about human gear, like, autonomy or independence, because she's like, she likes being Aruto's robot slave secretary. Like, if you're given the implication that if given the opportunity to, like, forge her own destiny, she would willingly choose to retain her service to him, which sort of, it sort of slaps it in the face. Like, I don't want to get, like, too deep into it. Like, you know, when you have, like, a race of non-human characters who are forced into servitude, like, without a choice, and then, and then you have the one character who likes it, it sort of muddles the water inherently. all the other human gears want their independence and want to be treated as equals, but not this one, which is the one that you spend the most face time with. She's fine with being a servant because she likes her master. Do you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, but like on paper, Izu sounds the worst. Like how I'm saying it. In practice, I think that Izu had a lot more personality than you like. I feel like Izu sort of had more personality than Poppy, but maybe she was just better acted.
I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah. Ultimately, Izu was not particularly much of a living, breathing character.
No, especially not past a certain point.
No. And then, what's her name in Geats remains to be seen where we're going to go with that.
Yeah, we're seeing bits of stuff of her actually kind of affecting the narrative. I mean, she did just get Geats back in the game.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened otherwise, so... I don't know. It would be nice if three... I mean, again, this does seem to actually... Like, everyone says it, but it seems to be true that Takahashi does just get better at certain things with each show. And
yeah, I can say that so far there haven't been any
this.
major game-breaking problems with Keiwa's sister. I mean...
she hasn't been around for
yeah, I mean, she is a character. I'd like to see more of her, but she hasn't even been in the show in, like, a couple weeks.
Yeah, but
I mean,
she's good.
More important things are going on. But...
Yeah, exactly. I get why, but, like... No, she's been alright. I liked what they've done with it so far.
I'm hoping that she doesn't just exist. I mean, I could be mean and say that she only exists as an extension of Keiwa.
Yeah,
and she has no reason to be in the narrative other than that. Like, I feel like that'd be a little mean-spirited to say.
Mm-hmm.
She's had, minor as they are, she's had scenes on her own where she carried her own weight.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see where that's gonna go. I wouldn't really expect anything too crazy.
No, probably not.
But you never know. And Nago is a character.
Yep.
I mean, she's fine. She's well acted. She's doing good.
Yeah, she's actually like she's got like a lot of orbiting stuff going on around her, all the stuff at home.
Yeah, she's definitely intrinsically related to the plot, which is in a way that like Yua wasn't. Yaiba wasn't.
Never. Not even a little bit. Even when the plot was about getting her like out of Thouser's control, it was not about her in the fucking least.
No, it's actually like the polar opposite, where it's like, what's her fucking actual name? Neon. Neon has like, there's parts of the plot that are orbiting her, but in Yaiba's case, she was orbiting parts of the plot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's things in Geats that are extrinsically connected to Nago as a character that are going to be explored and like will have revelations for her as a person. But like Yaiba was only ever sort of like a satellite to other characters, really, because even after she got her moment where she beat Thouser's ass, that's literally her last moment in the show.
That was it.
And that was one of 2 memorable moments that I can think of off the top of my head of her in the show. The first being like her introduction appearance.
Yeah.
And then that's really it. Because after that, she just sort of hung out, didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it kind of was just there.
To be fair, like the entire narrative shifted after that point, but
that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
it is true.
It is true, but that isn't what I thought you were gonna say.
What was I gonna say?
Narrative
the narrative sucked.
I thought you were gonna say the entire narrative fucking shitted itself.
Well,
to death
it didn't shit
point.
Directly after that.
No, it was very. It was
very close after that.
It was really quite. It was a few weeks. Yeah.
It was the thing is that like once the narrative, I feel like that was like. I don't know if it was like directly after that, but like.
It was.
Whenever they hard switched from whatever the plot was at that point to Hirobi is back and doing shit again. That hard shift immediately introduced a massive spike, like a down spike in quality.
Yeah, it really came on pretty
I
fast
literally
after
remember
that.
being like, this show's going great. We're exploring themes, like hopes and dreams, and we're like exploring with the meaning of what it means to be a person through the lens of, if you have dreams, you're a person. And then it just hard shifted to
Gone.
Hirobi is back and making bullshit again, and then it just kind of everything happened from there. Why do we always talk about 01?
I was because I think we've said this before, but like, because it hurt us in a way that few other shows have. Because you saying that reminded me. There's a like some messages that I have that I sent to you before it came back from the break, I think.
Yeah.
Where I was like, in a way that I just don't get about these shows at this point, and it is because of 01. Where I was looking at like the screenshots and seeing like Jin with the arc belt on and being like, so he's being controlled by the arc, and thinking about what that meant for like the themes his character was representing, and like his kind of struggle to find his place between being an individual. Like, he was the only Humagear made by other Humagears, so he was like a whole different kind of thing than everybody else, and what having that autonomy kind of quelled by the arc would mean, and how they'd explore that.
No.
And they fucking never did. That was it. Jin didn't really have a character again, and then he fucking died again to give Hirobi dad pain so they could have their final fucking fight in that car park. Yep. What a twist of the knife. It was painful. It really hurt, because I actually get is why I think I'll probably never completely get over 01, because I didn't like X-Aid. Like, I wasn't attached to X-Aid, right?
Yeah.
When its ending was a fucking mess as well. But 01 actually had like some real potential to be like a good show, and it had moments already in the show of doing that and genuinely kind of setting the bar for exploring certain kinds of story. And the ending is so bad compared to all of that. They just threw it all out the fucking window for nothing. For actual nothing. Like, they sacrificed. That was it. Wouldn't it be funny
if we had this old suit actor and the new suit actor fight?
Yeah, if we had fucking Takaiwa. Oh, and I've been told, I haven't verified this, but I completely believe it, that the kind of nonsense thing that the Arc Scorpion Key says is in some way a joke about that as well.
Is it? I don't even remember.
Yeah, no, it's... But, like, why? It's disappointing more than, like, genuinely, to just see that potential just get sacrificed on the altar of nothing.
It's a pun. Oh, it's a pun.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one.
We talk about X8 a lot, or we talk about X8 and 01 a lot, because we are talking about Takahashi.
Yeah.
Takahashi's a real love him or hate him kind of guy, as evidenced by the fact that Jackie's holding her tongue right now.
I've said this before. The thing about 01's ending, to me, I wish I liked it.
The thing is that, like,
I wish I could, because I get why. It's not awful. There's stuff. Well, it is.
There's stuff.
I don't mean that. No.
There's stuff that we don't agree with.
There's stuff that were it not for like the fact that the show had showed a real promise to be something really like heartfelt and profound and seriously good. The ending is not unsalvageable, it's not unwatchable, it's not my favorite, but like detached from the rest of the show, I wouldn't mind it so much if that was how something else ended. It's serviceable, right? It's fine. It's just purely the fact that the show abandoned by the roadside every single interesting thing that had made me care about it and replaced it with a fine ending. Like,
fine. It's literally fine. Just a matter of perspective, and it's unfortunate that the both of us are very unfond. Are very unfond of what it, because I know that Jackie and I know that Rob will swear to God that the 01 ending changed their lives forever.
That's great. That's
and I
really
get that,
great.
and I respect that. I'm not even being funny. I genuinely respect that.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just unfortunate that specifically for me and Jay, who unfortunately are the only assholes on the stage right now.
Yeah, we run this place.
We fucking hated it so much.
It's really
unfortunate.
did.
I wish I didn't. I can't explain to you that I would love more than anything else to love 01 as much as Jackie and Rob do.
Yeah, honestly, I wish I could. It's
not like I'm not
person.
hating it because I think it's funny.
No, that's
that's X-Aid
like
for me.
yeah, exactly. Like X-Aid or Gaim or something, you know, like you hate that because it's like it's fine, you know, it's X-Aid and Gaim. No one's, you know.
That's not true. Thousands, millions of people love X-Aid.
Well, fuck them. I don't care about those people. I'm not friends with people who really like X-Aid. I had my fun with it, but like, I feel like it's fun to rip into X-Aid for being just such a disaster, right?
Gaim is also popular. Yeah, it's fun to rip into X-Aid for being kind of a shit show. X-Aid also never really had anything particularly deep-spirited going for it. I don't even think necessarily that people who love X-Aid are there. I mean, some people are, for sure. But, like, I don't think that a lot of people who like X-Aid are there claiming that it's, like, a deep, deep story about, like, whatever.
No.
I think they're there because they think it's fun and entertaining.
Yeah, which is fun.
Like, for me, 01 could have been that. What I think it could have told, like, a really deep and, like, emotionally resonant story to me.
Yeah.
But I thought that the way that it ended betrayed what I liked about the show.
That's exactly, it's that. It is entirely subjective.
Yeah.
Like, I think probably there are, like, obviously there's people who like it and it really meant something to them. And again, that's good. And I wish I was one of those people. But, like, I feel like most people probably just didn't really. It was just neutral. Like, I think it's quite.
I think a lot of people were very neutral on 01. I think that like you and me and like Jackie and Rob operate on the fringe spectrum of
01 did not. I don't think it lit the world on fire.
What I wanted from 01 specifically was just for them to follow through on the things that they had set up regarding personhood and like dreams.
They made genuinely. Some of the characters with like the most visible potential for really good storytelling.
I thought
like anything that
I've
seen for a while.
I thought that everything up to the later arcs, especially with Naki and Fua developing, you know, as characters and really digging into like what makes you a person, what makes you sentient, you know, what makes a dream, what makes you want to have a dream, shit like that. I thought, from the perspective that I had, is that they threw all of that away and shifted to the malice and revenge based thing.
Yes, that was the big thing.
Which definitely is not necessarily a bad. Again, like in a vacuum, or like with a different perspective, even. I think that the ending of 01 and it's what it had to say about like malice and the cycle of revenge was really good, but I don't think that it was necessarily built into the show. Like, I guess it kind of was because like arc 1 was the arc was always built
about
around
malice,
that, but like
that wasn't like the focus.
I think it was just so hard shifted into that, and I didn't like the way that the narrative changed away from that. It just threw away what I thought were the most interesting parts of the show, and like the questions and answers and like perspectives they had about human and inhuman characters, so that they could essentially have a grudge match between two characters who were this close on the verge of settling their differences.
Yeah,
just to have that thrown out the window because they wanted to have a fight. Like, I mean, like, I get this. There's other reasons than that. Like,
there was more. There was
sense. It makes sense depending on the way you explain it. Like, there's an easy way to explain it that somebody who's more versed in the show, because I haven't seen it in a while, would say, you know, it makes sense for those characters, and it does in a way. It's just not what I wanted to see. I felt betrayed for the amount of emotional like stock that I had put into the show, that I felt that it went in a direction I didn't like.
Yeah,
I really felt thrown out. I really felt that they threw away everything that I cared about so that they could do the Aruto Sicko Mode arc.
Yeah. And I will say, even because I didn't just, like I was saying earlier, I just stopped. I just didn't watch the episode where they kill Izu, which is where like all of
that
that
also
stuff
really
starts.
upset me, to be honest.
I was gonna say that was the breaking point, but that didn't, like, that was the worst part, because the problem with the narrative shifting in that direction did start earlier. I was already I was sensing the change, and like the fact that we were so close to the end, and probably none of the things that I'd been hoping for were gonna get touched on again.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh well, we're killing Izu to upset Aruto so that he can do the Arc 1 thing, and he can go rogue and try and and be like this embodiment of revenge and malice against Hirobi, and then he kills Jin, so then Hirobi now has a motive which he didn't fucking have before to be doing all that stuff.
What's really fucked is that Hirobi died anyway.
He did. Oh no, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
When?
Kamen Rider Metsuo Jinrai.
Oh my god! Fuck off! Shut up about the Visons. We're not talking about those. That's an entirely different and worse kettle of fish. I'll have nothing to do with 01 others. I won't fucking consummate in this household. Everybody died. That's awful. I hate that they did that. Why? Why did they? I mean,
yeah, those Visons are only for
that's for a select fucking few who can bear it. Those
Visons are only for people who really like the epilogue, the ending of the show.
Yeah, and the movie.
Which is Robin, Jackie, and Cena.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. It's the only ones.
The last fight of Gaim was totally meaningless because they never really truly defined what Kaito's fucking ideology was.
Awesome.
Gaim was so good.
Gaim was great.
Gaim was so good because they literally never defined what Kaito's definition of strength is.
That's his whole thing. I've seen quite a bit of it, I think, actually.
Kaito's deal was that he was like a disadvantaged child, whatever. He had a hard life, and then his ideology is that only people with strength get to make the rules. Or I'm like having a hard time trying to remember. His ideology was that only people who are strong have the right to survive or make rules. So he wants to be strong so that he can survive and make the rules. And then, but like underlying that, his ideology is that he wants to be strong for people who don't have the ability to have strength. But it keeps getting muddled because he keeps doing douchebag things. And like they never really truly defined what his ideology means in a literal sense or like in an actionable way.
Yeah.
And it got all the way up to the end of him like sacrificing his humanity and like trying to destroy the world or something. I don't really remember what he was doing at the end there, but he sacrificed humanity and he was going to like. I think his goal at the end was that he was going to basically destroy the world so that only the strong would survive. Which seems to run counter to his ideology of wanting to have strength to protect those who can't have strength. Yeah, he was going to destroy the weak, but I thought he wanted to protect the weak, so I don't really remember. And then at the end, it basically just became down to not really so much of a clash of ideology between Kota, who never really had an ideology to begin with, and Kaito, whose ideology was undefined. And it really just became down to the fact that they were just opposing each other for the sake of opposing each other. There's the final, like, dramatic fight where Kaito dies in Kota's arms, and he, like, passes on his strength or something. But, at the end of that point, Kota was opposing him because not opposing him would mean the end of the Earth. He had like a fundamental duty to oppose him destroying the planet.
A lot of ideology has to go into that one.
Yeah, there's no ideology involved in that. He just didn't want to destroy the world. The most defined character is Michi. Unfortunately, that's true. Michi did have a very well-defined and practiced ideology of backstabbing people to get what he wants, and then not being happy with what he has. Yeah,
I love Michi.
Yeah.
What a terrible fucking.
The problem. You know what? I'm just realizing this as I'm saying all this. The problem with Gaim is that Kaito wasn't supposed to be important.
I was just gonna say that. That's what I've been waiting to say the whole time.
That's the problem, isn't it?
That's where it came from, because Urobuchi just didn't consider the secondary rider needed to be like...
He never considered that the secondary rider was supposed to be important, because he wasn't even going to give him an upgrade or anything.
He didn't think he was going to be popular. What?
So when Kaito was really popular because he was played by a handsome young man, they ended up boosting his role in the show. So that probably is why Takatora suddenly takes a back seat like 20 episodes into the show. Because his ideology was Kaito the first was? Maybe.
It's like that. It's a bit like that.
It's a bit like that. Because Takatora's ideology was way more like practiced and actually made sense and interesting. Which was that he what was his plan? He was like... Oh, his plan? I don't remember what it was, but the plan was to, like, have to kill, like, 1 billion people. Yeah, it was, like, selective survival. It was kind of what Kaito was going to do, but it actually had a sensible, like, logic behind it, which was that... So, like, their ideology was that the encroachment of the Helheim Forest was inevitable. There was nothing they could do to actually stop it. So their ideology was to selectively choose people to survive instead of... try to stop. Instead of try to save the entire world, he thought the only option was to just save as many people as possible and let the rest of humanity die, which is a broken, sad ideology. And then Kota's counter to that was that you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't.
Was that they should be trying to actually save everybody instead of only trying to save who you can.
Yeah, which is that's pretty good. That's pretty like.
But that was never really explored too often.
No. And then Takatora.
Yeah, and then there was a part in the show where Takatora realizes that Kota might be the key to his original ideology, which is to save everybody. And then he gets killed.
And then Michi kills him.
And then Michi kills him, throws him in the fucking river.
And then he gets haunted by his ghost for the rest of the show.
Yep, even though he didn't die.
No, he wasn't dead because he comes back. Oh, Takatora's.
And that's just really because it's an Urobuchi show. As soon as a character starts making good choices, he axes them.
That's it. Yeah, Takatora was incredibly gullible. Awesome. Him and like his relationship with Ryoma is so fucking funny. Still.
Yeah.
Like, Ryoma, the most visibly untrustworthy man in the world. Every single thing he does is like... everything about him.
Literally everything.
So clearly untrustworthy. And Takatora's like, this guy has other people's best interests at heart. I should give this guy everything he wants. I should suck his dick.
I would argue that Kota didn't really get broken as much as other Urobuchi protagonists in the same way. I feel like he came out of that experience actually fine, to be honest with you. I feel like he got off pretty light, all things considered. He does get tortured broken a bit, but I feel like he never really... I mean, I guess you can't really end a Kamen Rider show like that. No.
Not so much, but I guess as much as you could. Although...
As much as he could. I feel like he really just came out fine, to be honest.
Yeah, he seems every time.
There was a bit in there where he was fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He felt like he gets it off. I mean, he did lose his physical humanity, but I feel like he never really lost it, like emotionally, spiritually, or whatever.
And also, he became
He also became God.
That's not.
And then he let the planet killer just walk away, which is super awesome, and definitely not something that everybody has a problem with.
Why? I was thinking about that. Yeah. Why did he do that?
The problem with, I've said this a lot. I feel like Iskender Bravo the same character. Iskender from Zero. I guess I'll agree with that, just on principle. The problem with Kamen Rider in general is that you can't do like Ryuki anymore.
Yeah.
You can't let a story end necessarily. Like, Kota has to be available in the future.
Yeah.
He has to still have his powers, and he has to still be mentally capable, and he has to still be a hero. Because he needs to be a superhero next year for the crossover movie.
Yeah.
Build needs to still have his powers and still be capable and still be a superhero at the end of Build, because he needs to be in the next movie being a superhero. You can't do Ryuki anymore.
No,
you can't do Kuga anymore.
Oh, I am glad, if nothing else, touch wood, Kuga does seem to remain off the table, which is good.
I mean, he shows up and stuff, but he's not like...
Yeah, but not like that.
Not like that.
Not
I mean,
Yusuke.
Kuga and Ryuki show up in the same way that, like, fucking Blade does or whatever. Like,
yeah, you know, they're there, but you know it's kind of not the same
it's
thing.
just whatever. It's just a suit. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a suit at that point, you know?
Except now, this too is Gio's fault. I was saying this to someone the other day, that, like, Gio kind of... Actually, I don't know if I can say the most lasting damage, because that remains to be seen, but the most immediately obvious damage Gio did to the franchise as a whole is just, it opened up the case on Ryuki, and now we just dip into that for content.
Seriously, it sucks. It makes me so angry.
It's actually sad that they did, like, because that wasn't, like, the Ryuki episodes of Gio weren't even, like, that bad. They didn't actually do what
They
we're
didn't
having
actually
now.
do nearly any damage in the actual show because it was just Ryuga.
Yeah,
Did
Shinji was
Shinji
there.
even show up?
He was there, but, like,
Was that
he
actually
wasn't...
Shinji?
Yeah, actual Shinji. And like the editor from Ore Journal was there.
Oh yeah, my man.
But like Shinji was just a guy. He didn't have his
Rider
memories.
Time
He
Ryuki
wasn't
happened.
Ryuki. And yeah, man.
To be
and
fair,
now they're just in the fucking movie.
and now
and
fucking
Oja was in
Oja
Outsiders.
Survive is gonna be a thing.
Oh my god! I genuinely, when someone sent me the picture of that the other day, I was like, "Tell me it's like a cosplay thing. That can't be real. Why? Why do that?"
It's so missing the point. But like, to be fair, they've been trying to do this to Ryuki for years. There was the Brave Oja thing. Zolda was in a movie.
Yeah,
like they've been beating around the bush, trying to get this. They've just been trying to do it. Like at least they have the decency to not do this to Kuga.
Yeah, thank God. I guess
they
they
can
really
if they
just
wanted
can't.
to. Really, you could argue that the most disrespectful thing they ever did to Kuga was Decade.
Yeah, but that was, I feel like that was kind of the best way to do like an anniversary touch on Kuga, was just not interact with any of the actual characters from the show. Just
it
let
was
them
really
all
the only
be.
option they had.
That was it.
Like there was only two options. There's either ignore Kuga completely, like they did in Geo, or make up a fake Kuga.
And I like Onodera.
Yeah,
he's not much because it's decades.
He's nothing,
but there's
you
not
know,
a lot to go around. It's so funny
inoffensive.
that he doesn't transform for like 15 episodes in a row.
Yep, and
Despite
then every time
always
he
having
does
access
transform,
to
he's
styles.
completely useless.
Awesome, so good. But like, I get why, because you can't just have. Well, they could have, but they didn't.
No,
just have him
it
hanging
just doesn't
around.
work like that.
But honestly, like if they wanted to do stuff with Kuga, like as a character, and have him be like central to like a movie or like a crossover or something in the future, like Onodera is right there.
Yeah, you know what? They
wrote
did that
themselves
recently.
the out. I wasn't gonna mention it, but they did do that. And hey, Kuga was in that as well, but it wasn't Onodera. He just showed up independently, along with the End and Kivala.
They all died.
And they all died. Oh, actually, the worst still. Like,
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, we're not getting into all that because that's too much. He was G3 for a bit. I loved that.
That was
that
funny,
was really nice.
Geo versus
Yeah, he
Decade
was
did do
sweet.
the most damage to me
Actually,
personally.
Possibly, yeah. To like,
I didn't even watch it
considering-
subbed.
no, I mean, we both like Decade a lot, right?
I love Decade, yeah.
Yeah, me too. We share a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
So yeah, Decade versus Geo and Geo versus Decade were
Awful.
um
I would genuinely
like
say
targeted.
I would genuinely say it was the
upset.
worst Kamen Rider content ever made.
Yes,
I'm pretty
I would
confident in
agree.
that assessment. That is the actual worst thing ever made in this franchise, ever.
Genuinely, like the bottom of the barrel.
Like the bottom of the bottom, which previously I would say. Oh, you guys CSM too nice. I would previously say that the worst thing before that was like maybe Rider Time Ryuki, just because it was so homophobic.
Yeah, boy.
But not only
Hey.
was
Not
Geo
only-
versus Decade homophobic,
Yes.
it was also just bad and disrespectful to the characters.
Yeah.
It
like,
was so bad you
really.
could tell even the actors didn't want to be in it.
It's rough when you're watching something where it's clear nobody is having a good time.
Yeah.
Like
Thanks for that,
was
in a way.
Yeah. That was the last thing he'd worked on when he got announced for Donbrothers, and
You
I
can
don't know
remember if you remember how
if-
unexcited we were for Donbrothers. And I'm
yes,
not saying that we were right just because at this current moment we're not enjoying Donbrothers.
No, it's nothing like as bad as I was expecting, but my mood on that episode we did after after that announcement was black. It
Black.
was somber. I was
you
not
can
happy.
talk about Geats as long as it's not the episode that came out this week because we haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
Let me
watched-
find the image here. Hold on.
Oh. Do I know the image? Oh yeah, Tsukasa and Kaito and Geo were so good. Actually, they were clearly having the time of their lives, past a certain point.
Do you guys
Yes,
remember this?
I remember this. Oh, I love this image. Oh,
This is how we
Donbrothers
felt going into
game.
Donbrothers, which is
This was day one.
Christ,
of Donbrothers.
thankfully
Someone just
not
made
how
this.
it actually ended up.
No, we were tentatively alright by the end of the first episode. We didn't like this. Just happened. This just showed up on our desk.
I forget who drew
Like-
this because I didn't.
Me as
I
well.
forgot to. I know somebody in the server did. I just have to go back
Yeah.
and look.
But yeah, this was the mood going into Donbrothers.
Which again, fortunately, didn't end up being the
No.
case.
Been nothing like what we were.
Even in its
dreading.
worst episodes, I would say that Donbrothers has been far and beyond the torture that I expected it to do.
Yes, I really thought this was going to be like an unwatchable.
If you give Inoue full
year.
control, he'll make something quality. I mean, that's always
I don't-
debatable because if you give Inoue full control, he writes the last episode we just watched.
Yeah,
Although maybe that's not true. I don't
Maybe-
know.
no, 'cause
I
there
don't.
was
I
shit
think
in
that
there.
Inoue's quality is just whatever he chooses to be.
yeah.
It's just
he's-
whatever mood
he's
you catch him
very
in when he puts that
fluctuating.
pen on the paper.
Yeah, he's more than maybe anyone else. It's really noticeable, like the shifts he goes through. You know.
Maybe it was a
So
forced
cheesy.
Christmas bit to sell the toys. I don't think the forced Christmas bit. I don't know.
The toys were there, you know, like Murasame being in the show again.
They sold
and
the,
like, yeah, them doing the
alter
avatar
change
changes.
toys, which I don't even know if still are on shelves.
No, that was ages ago. Those are old, like the Lupat ones.
Yeah, those
That's
are
a long
old.
time ago. That's like start of
I
the
guess they're
show.
probably still on the shelf though.
Quarter two.
They
Yeah,
also
because the
stopped
show
selling them.
the show hasn't pushed them either, so they're definitely still on the fucking shelf. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't necessarily say how much control Inoue's had over the other shows of his that I've seen because I've never watched Kiva stuff.
Yeah, you don't need to.
No, I don't need to. I'm not going to. But I have watched Faiz and Agito. And it's kind of the same as this. You know, you get episodes that are like, this is good and like it's on focus and it's doing interesting stuff. And then you get other episodes that are just trash.
Santa Claus Eyeball was
contribute-
funny.
Nothing. Eyeball.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
Ryuki.
tired.
I wish they'd stop fucking doing Ryuki stuff.
I wish. Oh, why?
I wish
like,
they'd just
in the
leave it the
movie,
fuck alone.
It was the it is so legendary and so beloved because it just stopped. Like it just became. It's a self-contained thing. It has that reputation for a reason.
Maybe I would at
every
least
time
not
they
mind
draw
it.
on that for clout, it
At
just
least not mind it
diminishes
as much as Kobayashi gave a fuck.
Uh,
Ever. But by all accounts that I can see, she's moved on from Tokusatsu forever.
Yeah.
She has been dead quiet since what, like 2017?
I think so, yeah, right?
I think the most I've seen her name in the last 5 years is that she had a supervising role on Pretty Den-O or something.
Something like that, yeah.
But I don't even know. She probably just looked at the script and said, who gives a shit? It's fucking Den-O.
It's
not really my most emotionally resonant work.
No.
Okay, that's not true, but it is actually true.
Yeah.
I mean, Den-O had its moments, but it's not really my most sacred work. Oh, Santa is Kamen Donbrothers. Oh yeah.
That was funny actually.
Our last Tokusatsu was Garo in 2015. Was that after Tokuja?
Garo. Man, I forget Garo exists.
I try not to remember it too hard.
It's just not on my radar.
Yeah, was that okay? So that was the last thing she did. Great.
Did she do Amazons?
Oh yeah. I forgot Amazons existed.
Yeah. So Amazon's season 2 or the movie was the last thing.
The movie was not made by her.
Oh, the movie was okay. So season 2 was the last.
You know who wrote the movie, right?
There's 2 guesses.
Yeah.
We talked about most of them tonight. Yes.
With supervision by Kobayashi. Nobody really ever factors that into the Takahashi discussion, mostly because nobody's actually ever watched that movie.
No.
Because everybody had fucking enough of Amazons, love it or hate it. Everybody had fucking enough of Amazons by that point. Jackie did. Well, how was it? How was the movie?
Amazon, what was it? Neo Alpha, the guy with the insanely ugly guy.
It was okay. Yeah, that's basically the best I've ever heard about it. It's
fine.
Yeah.
With the chainsaw arm.
Kobayashi has been doing the JoJo adaptations since the beginning.
Right.
She's been there since day one. She's been directing the Kobayashi. She's been directing the JoJo anime, like literally since its inception. That's what keeps her busy. That's what keeps the fucking money in the bank. She also does the anime adaptation of Attack on Titan, which again is also what's keeping her so busy. But Attack on Titan was airing while she was also producing Toku, so she could if she wanted to. I assume. I think she just doesn't want to anymore, or maybe Toei doesn't want to work with her anymore because the last couple of times that she made things for them, they were fucking like money bombs. Tokuja wasn't exactly making bank. Fucking
no, it's true.
Time Ranger sure as hell wasn't.
Wait.
Kobayashi's never really been a big money maker, I guess, except for Den-O.
Yeah, and that was.
I don't know. Maybe Ryuki made a shit ton of money.
Maybe, but I don't know what really had to make money with.
Ryuki was the first Kamen Rider season that had talking objects in it.
That's true, isn't it?
Like the Advent and stuff. It was the first one.
Yeah.
It was the first, it wasn't the henshin objects this time, but
just the items.
The readers were the first Kamen Rider items that had voice lines in them.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then that translated over to Fies with the belts.
Yeah.
Again, in a way, picking up the pieces from Kobayashi's successes.
The old drag visor.
Yeah. Did you see that Oja Survive is getting a fucking drag visor survive? It's just repainted.
I know. It's got like a snake thing in it. Like it's got a different blade and like a cobra head, kind of crudely stuck to the face
on top of it. I can't wait for that to come out. Fucking P-Man.
But it's so clearly just the Zwei. Like it's
just repainted.
Why?
It's just the Zwei repainted with parts on it. Yeah.
It's so cheap.
And they
the
gave
whole
him like
thing.
gold accents.
It's mostly gold.
I don't
The chest is,
understand that
like,
because
that's not.
I mean,
what
Knight Survive
forms.
had some gold accents, I think, but it matched his color scheme, right?
He was still mostly blue. I mean, like the thing. Okay, they've kind of. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Knight Survive did have a. Okay, actually, I'm looking at it. Did have a lot of gold on it.
A lot of gold.
But
like the thing is,
Knight had gold on his default form. He had gold in his head, so it made a certain amount of sense to like exacerbate that. He was also a much like deeper blue than his.
The thing that the Survive forms do, because Ryuki, Knight, and Zolder are the only guys with coloured undersuit, right?
Yes.
Red, blue, and green. And Oja is already black on the undersuit. The Survive forms for Ryuki and Knight make the undersuit black, so their primary colour becomes like a complementary thing in the armour, and then they add like gold accents and some new parts.
Yes.
So it looks really nice. But Oja is already black, so all they can do is fucking drown it in gold.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking
because otherwise it would look too much like normal Oja. Wouldn't immediately stand out, so it has to look like shit.
Yeah, okay, I'm looking at Ryuki Survive, and it does actually have a lot more gold in it than I remember.
Yeah.
But again,
like
it's not overpowering necessarily.
No.
The primary focus is still on the red.
Yeah.
And it also wasn't that, like, it wasn't, like, just huge.
No, it's like it's such a huge, like, lump of gold, like, just right in the middle with, like, what, like 3 little points of purple?
I'm looking at it. Well, I'm trying to find it. That's not that's not fan-made.
Oh, yeah, or the SIC one.
Oh, yeah.
That already existed.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's like all gold. It's like literally he's just
all
gold now.
It's so fucking bad looking.
Wait, is there another break this week?
Is there?
Apparently. For New Year's, I guess.
Oh, I guess so. I just noticed the Survive buckle, which is like gold as
the
well.
The Survive buckle?
You know, like because it changes color. The thing on the,
right, because...
The deck.
Because Ryuki and fucking Knight had black decks, and everybody else had colored matching decks for some reason.
So
I guess because... And then...
so there's got color.
Yeah, and then their Survive forms have color.
No, it just goes from being purple to being fucking gold as well. It's almost like he wasn't really designed to have an upgrade form, let alone a Survive one. If they'd done Zolder, it might have worked.
Okay, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna be mean, and I'm not gonna show anybody this. But there's you know how when you type in like Google item search or Google image search, you get like a lot of like DeviantArt results for like made up stuff.
Yeah.
This one that I'm looking at is like Ryuki. I'm not even gonna say. I don't want anyone to look it up and like make fun of it. But it's like a super Survive form for Ryuki, and he has like Wizard's waistcoat, and he has 2 drag visors, one on each arm.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah, actually, it's really good. How would you even do that? You have no free hands.
Yeah, you can't because they've got like the whole handle that goes down over the palm. You can't like do anything. Oh, fuck.
Well, if there's no... If there's no Geats next week, or there's no superhero time next Tuesday, we'll do... I don't know. Is Destined Crossroad over yet?
Oh yeah,
we could do that. Although I probably want to do that on a weekend since it's going to take several hours.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, by the way, just because I sent it to somebody else, I wanted to draw your attention.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I found them. I was looking for the other one.
Oh yeah, the SIC ones.
The SIC survived.
Fucking great.
Raya
was supposed to
survive. He was. That was like a thing.
The Win Survive card was supposed to be Raya's. The Donbrothers movies might be subbed by then. If it is, we'll watch it, but I kind of doubt it since it's already been 2 weeks.
Yeah, people don't be giving a shit.
Alright, let's wrap it up here, huh?
Yeah. Let me say this to start.
What?
Oh, I always, whenever I hear wrap it up, I always think of that Gen Ed bit. Let me say this to start. Let's wrap this up quickly. I want to go home.
I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll be back again tomorrow with the exact same thing.
Yeah, we're doing this week's one.
We're doing this
on
week's
Toku
one.
Tuesday. This was a special Tuesday. This was a catch-up.
And then I guess next week we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out.
We'll see. See what happens.
Oh, and I was playing Demon Souls already now.
Demon Soul.
Alright, boys. So, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It'll be... this week, or today, we were an hour early. Tomorrow will be the normal time.
Yeah.
Because I have to go to work. I'm just waiting for the stream to load. Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
I'm getting an ad for
fellas.
Taco Bell. I'm getting an ad for Taco Bell.
Oh.
I could fuck up some Taco Bell right now.
We do have Taco Bell here.
You do have Taco Bell?
Yeah, only 2 in this town.
Oh, that's crazy.
I had it once. We've got like, they're not like a regular franchise thing. They're kind of a novelty.
There don't seem to be any franchises over there.
And we got quite a few of the big ones, but like we've had McDonald's and KFC and Burger King for years, and then recently Macca's. You got Taco Bell, you got Wendy's and Popeyes. They're creeping over.
You know they have Kentucky Fried Chicken in Japan?
Yeah, I did actually have to think for a second. They're big on the fried chicken. Though,
yeah, they love that fried chicken over there.
They love that stuff. Have that shit for Christmas.
They have that shit for Christmas. Alright.
As I recall.
It's salmon for Christmas.
You gotta have salmon.
You gotta have fucking chicken for Christmas.
What a good episode.
What a stupid episode. What a bad episode.
Yeah, actually, that episode sucked.
I actually don't remember anything about that episode at all.
Nah.
Alright, guys.
Is that fucking Sakuya and Noel?
Yeah, it's about Sakuya and Noel, and that's really all I remember.
Yeah.
I had ham this Christmas. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
The timer is counting down, so I'm gonna send you guys on your way. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
As soon as I... Okay, bye.